Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another recipe for Ramadan preparations, and this one is a type of Chebakiya that is called BLIGHATES, and the reason we call it BLIGHATES is because it resembles the shape of a bilgha, which is a type of shoe that is worn in Morocco. It's a very easy and simple recipe with minimum ingredients, and let's just show you guys how to make this recipe. We have 110 grams of sesame seeds. No need to toast them because we'll fry it all later on. 250 grams of flour, 50 grams of butter, 4 grams of baking powder, a pinch of salt, and here we have almost 1 cup of milk, and this will depend on the dough. First step is to melt the butter, and we need to melt it really well and until the water evaporates from it. We need it to be dry, or we don't need the liquid in there. Next, we're going to take a large mixing bowl. We're actually using a gasa because that's how it's typically done in Morocco. And we're going to sift our flour in there. This is what I'm talking about. It should be without liquid, and we need it to be a dark color. And to our flour, we're going to add our sesame and a pinch of salt. And we are adding our baking powder. And now we're going to mix it all in, and we're going to use our hands. So now we're going to add the butter, and this is the color we're looking for. And we're just going to add it and mix it in. Going to mix it all in to get the butter into all of our dry ingredients mix, and be very careful with it because the butter is still hot. So we're going to use the same technique that we've used with our couscous, and the butter seems black, so you might think that it's burnt, but it's not actually. It's what we call beurre noisette, and I don't exactly know the meaning in English, but beurre means butter and noisette means hazelnut. So yeah, we're just going to continue mixing it all in until the butter incorporates with all of our dry ingredients. So now we're going to start adding in our milk and making a dough, and we're going to add the milk slowly just to get the desired consistency, which obviously is not too hard or dense, but also not too runny. So this is the technique we're going to use. And we're going to incorporate all of our milk until we get the desired consistency. So this is the consistency that we're looking for. So as you can see, it's not too hard, but it's not too soft. So what we're going to do now is split it into two, or just split it in half, and we're going to cover them and let them rest for about 10 minutes. So we're going to put the 2 balls in a Ziploc bag, and we'll cover it and let it rest for 10 minutes. So for our next step, we're going to need some flour just to sprinkle it or spray it on the surface. And we're going to need this rolling pin and this type of cutter. These two are an essential in all Ramadan preparations in Morocco. So now we're going to just spray some flour on the surface. And we're going to take one of our bowls and we're going to roll it, and we need to roll it very thin. Next, we're going to take something to cut with. I used the cardboard that's 5 centimeter width, and we're just going to slowly and carefully cut. And I've done this just so I can get all of them to be the same size. So now we've just flipped it to vertical, and we're going to repeat the same process. And I've also cut the edge from here just so I can get even shapes. So now we're going to take the squares that turned out good, and we're just going to bring one edge to the other, and we're going to press it really well. and we'll put it on a tray. And we're not going to cover it because we need the dough to dry up so we can fry it, and in order for it not to open up. So I'm going to show you one more time how to make it, and then I'm going to stop the filming because I need the dough to not dry up. So you just bring one edge to the other and put your finger in here just to help, and press it really well. So we've left them to dry for about 2 hours, and now we have here our oil heating up, and we have here honey. We don't need to heat it up or anything. And here we have just a container or like a bowl and a strainer to strain it off excessive oil and honey. So we'll be using 2 of these, and one is for the frying process and one is for the honey, and you shouldn't mix them. Dropped one of them in the oil just to test if it's hot or not, and as you can see, it started to sizzle, so that indicates that the oil is ready. So now we're just going to start frying them. For the heat, you need to fry them over medium heat just so that they can actually fry or cook from the inside, because if you cook it on high heat, it would be all golden brown, but from the inside it would still be raw. As you can see, some have started to get golden brown, and we don't want them to be too dark colored because the honey will give them another color too. So we don't want it to be extra dark. Whatever starts to appear golden brown, just you need to put it directly in the honey, and the honey needs to be cold. So of course they were actually on the surface, so you're just gonna try to get them to just coat them in honey, and be careful as to not break them because they're very delicate. So now I'm going to continue the same process and then we'll meet when you see the final product. First, this recipe has to be cooked in batches, so you put the first batch in the honey and you let it soak until while the second batch cooks. So once the second batch cooks, you have to take the first batch out. So this is what they look like. As you can see, it's nice and golden brown, and they're very shiny with the honey. And it looks like a small quantity, but that's also because we're very little members in this household. So if you are a lot of you, you can double or triple the recipe if you want to. Try one because I haven't tasted any of them while I was making them. So let's try a piece. You can hear the crunch, you clearly heard it, and the dough itself is not sweet, but with the honey, it's like the perfect amount of sweetness. There's also the sesame seeds, which give a nice texture when you're eating it. I always get so excited to like try the first one around the season of Ramadan because I feel like Chebakiya tastes very different in Ramadan when compared to the other months. So I highly recommend trying it, especially for like Ramadan, because it just tastes so different when around that season. So this brings us to the end of today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. If you like this kind of content, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook so you guys can support me to make more content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!